This morning, we are hearing former Subway spokesman Jared Fogle, in his own words, talking about how he preyed on children. Fogle was secretly recorded by a woman who had befriended him, and she became an FBI informant. Dr. Phil obtained the recordings and will air them later today on his talk show. CBS News has independently verified the recordings with the FBI. Vladimir Duthiers of our digital network, CBSN, has heard some of what was said on the tape. Vlad, it sounds very disturbing. Good morning.
Good morning. Fogle pleaded guilty to child pornography and child sex charges in August. He has agreed to pay $1.4 million in restitution to 14 victims. These recordings formed part of the evidence collected by investigators, but they are only surfacing now. We want to warn you, viewers may find their content disturbing. In the audio recordings being heard publicly for the first time, Jared Fogle discusses his sexual interest in children.
I like all ages. That's the thing. I mean, I like all of them, you know.
Well, what makes it different? I mean, from one age to another, why just...
Well, it just depends who's ready for what, and, you know, who's going to give you the glance, you know what I mean?
The woman talking with Fogle is Rochelle Herman-Walren, a former radio host who interviewed Fogle and became suspicious when she overheard him say he found middle school girls attractive. Herman-Walren told Dr. Phil McGraw she began providing secretly recorded conversations to the FBI.
How did you feel when he said those things?
Disgusting. I felt like I was so dirty. My soul was dirty.
So it's just sharing stories, and then, you know, we get a little closer and a little closer and a little closer, and before you know it, it just starts to happen.
So it's not that hard to do?
No, not at all.
He talks about how to groom a family. He talks about how to groom the victim. He talks about all the things he does, the tricks of his trade. He just basically gives you the playbook of an evil monster.
Hi, I'm Jared the Subway guy.
Fogle became a household name as a pitchman for Subway, and he used his fame to establish a foundation promoting healthy lifestyles among children. In August, Fogle pleaded guilty to 1 count of distributing and receiving child pornography and 1 count of crossing state lines to engage in illicit sex with minors. He will be sentenced in November. Subway cut ties with its spokesman following his arrest. In September, the chain said Herman-Walren made a serious complaint about Fogle in 2011, but that it had been mishandled. After amassing 5 years' worth of recordings, Herman-Walren finally reached her breaking point when Fogle mentioned her 2 young children.
What if we put a camera in your kids' room? Would they be okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather have it in your son or your daughter's room?
Oh, I don't know. That would be,
Which one do you think would be better?
I don't know.
You tell me.
She had to leave her kids, her family, go off somewhere and do this, come back terribly upset for hours afterwards. And it took a lot of time away from her family and changed who she was. That was a very painful thing for her.
Dr. Phil, which is distributed by CBS Television, is devoting 2 episodes to the audio recordings, one airing today, another airing on Friday. Fogle is facing 5 to 12.5 years in prison and up to $500,000 fine. His attorney declined to comment. Subway told CBS this morning they have not heard the tapes. The company says it felt duped and betrayed by Fogle and that its sympathies go out to his victims and their families, Nora.
All right, Vlad, thanks. Very, very disturbing to hear those.
Just creepy.
Yeah.
Just creepy. I'm sure Subway's trying to,
creepy.
Subway's trying to do everything they can to say, look, we have nothing to do with that.